Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream and Giveaway Garage.
Happy Wednesday, sir.
Happy Horsepower Wednesday,
That's
PJ.
right. It's always a fun day here with lots of horsepower.
We are, and today we have a special show. We chose 8 of our favorite vehicles that modern vehicles that have horsepower, and we're going to go from the lowest horsepower to the highest horsepower, and let's see if you guessed correctly the order that we put these in. I will tell you that we excluded the Cadillacs from this particular episode because we'll be focusing on those in a special episode all by themselves. So not counting the Cadillacs, top 8 horsepower vehicles, modern vehicles, starting from lowest and moving to the highest. Can you guess what's number 1?
Well, I can guess what's number 8, seeing how we're kind of behind it, right, Chris?
Oh, PJ. Tomorrow's going to be our Easter egg episode, so don't be giving away Easter eggs already, PJ.
Okay.
We're going to save that for tomorrow's episode because we'll be out on Friday, of course, as we come into Easter weekend. So that is correct. Number 8 will be the Ford Bronco with the Raptor package, as well as the Ford Power Pack on there. And let's take a look at that. The horsepower on that, 455 horsepower. That's some fun horsepower. And if you guys have watched our episodes before, then you know that I have said that the big part of that Ford Power Pack add-on, or that tuning, is the torque. That foot-pounds go from low 4s up to like 530 foot-pounds of torque, an increase of over 100 foot-pounds. That makes a load of difference if you've got something that you're trying to pull, something that you're trying to, pull.
That's right.
Indeed.
All right, what's number 7, Chris?
Number 7, 455. I'm guessing 493 horsepower. I'm right. And that would be the Porsche. And the Porsche is over here. Usually we have Classic Car Row here.
We'll get to over here. Look at that Porsche, Chris. 435 horsepower.
How can that be a $250,000 car if it only has 493 horsepower?
How can that be, Chris?
Engineering. One of the world's finest sports cars, and the vehicle is super light. So because it's super light, it makes use of that 493 horsepower, and of course that engine is behind the seats there. This is a fun ride. Before we get to any more, PJ, who's out there today?
Let's see here. Benny says hello from Tennessee.
Hello from Florida.
That's right. Larry's a couple guesses here about what number 1 could be. I don't want to get into that just yet. But let's go on to number 6.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything between 493 and 550? I don't think so. I think the Ford GT is next with 550 horsepower. Again, when you have a mid-engine car, 493 horsepower, 550 horsepower, and you have that level of engineering, you've got plenty of horsepower to get the job done. So that puts Ford GT at number 6.
That's right.
Correct. Now number 5.
It's a 600 range.
600 range. C8 Corvette?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right. Look at that, 655. We're going to have to come back over here. And what's interesting is we actually have 2 C8 Corvettes. So PJ is talking about the white one right there, the all-wheel drive.
Yes, the all-wheel drive.
Correct. So it's 495 horse to the rear wheels, another 165 or whatever to the front, for a combined total of 655. The world's first all-wheel drive Corvette. Of course, that comes in the package with a C7, and I'm sure we'll get to that before the end of this top 8, not counting the Cadillacs. Okay, now why don't you give me the next horsepower number and let me guess what it is.
670.
Oh, 670 is right here next to it. That's
right.
got to be the brand new 2025 Z06. That is a great looking car. Here's what's interesting. All the other Corvettes, the C8 Corvettes, not counting the ZR1, are a standard kind of LS family style small block The Z06 is a 5.5 liter flat plane crank, and that thing is high technology. So it's in a whole different class than a regular Stingray or an all-wheel drive Corvette, the Z06 for 2025. That's being paired with the 1964 Corvette that has the big block 502, old school, but it's fuel injected thanks to the good guys at Holley. Okay, what's
number 3?
Number 3, well, gotta be another Corvette, and that would make it, yep, right again. The C7 Corvette, this is a 2015, super low miles. This one from the factory, if I recall, was about $650, but it has not only the Z07 track package on it, but it has the Lingenfelter Stage 1 package, and that increases that horsepower all the way up to 750. Before we get to the top 2, PJ, read me some comments.
Let's see here. Danny says, love the Cadillacs, even though we're not
love the Cadillacs.
promoting those today.
So let's do that. We'll mention the horsepowers just real quickly on the Cadillacs, because one is just a little bit under what we have here for the 2025 Z06, and that is 668 horsepower, but not a flat plane crank and not naturally aspirated. It's a supercharged engine. And then the Escalade has 682 horsepower, different tuning on the same basic engine.
Benny says, I honestly thought the GT would be like number 3.
Yeah.
We've got a lot in here, though.
That's right. And that means that the top 2 are pretty amazing, and you might not guess what number 1 is.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, the Mustang Dark Horse.
That's right.
850 horsepower. Let's see if we can walk on over to where that bad boy is.
850 horsepower. Chris.
You know what? I think someone's got that out running around
it's
somewhere.
not even in the garage.
Not even in the garage. We're going to show that to you on another day. But that's number 2. That's a Dark Horse, and that's because the supercharged 5-liter Ford V8, essentially a 302 cube, now tuned to within an inch of its capabilities, 850 horsepower. Pretty amazing. So what's number 1? Can anybody tell me?
We've got a lot of guesses here, and they all seem to be correct.
All right,
Here
well,
we
spin
are.
that camera around.
We're looking
Mammoth
at
1012 horsepower. Now the current king of horsepower in the Dream Giveaway
Over
garage.
1,000
Over
horsepower.
1,000 horsepower. And why am I saying currently? Because the Tesla had more horsepower, but that has gone on its way. So the Mammoth 1000, which is based upon a T-Rex, which is a Hellcat-powered Ram 1500, crew cab, short bed, 4x4, once again tuned up, 1,012 horsepower. Let's hear it for the king of horsepower in the Dream Giveaway garage. I haven't done windmills in a while.
What are you doing with all that horsepower, Chris? I mean, I know the whole, you can never have too much horsepower, but
I
man,
understand.
This is
At that
crazy.
point, it's bragging rights. Hey,
mean,
I got
it's a
1,000
truck.
horsepower. How are you going to use that 1,000 horsepower? Yeah, you know, you're not going to experience that in the Walmart parking lot now, are you?
And especially in a truck. I
Right,
don't
and
think
not
it-
even stoplight to stoplight. I mean, it is just so much horsepower. Now you could take it out onto a controlled track and have some fun and figure out what it'll do for ETs. But honestly, at that level, it's bragging rights.
Benny says, and when do you call the winners for that beast? Not exactly sure. We can put the dates up there.
We will put the dates up
For a,
on that. I will tell you, however, that we need to show you this classic Corvette again. And for 1970, this was the most horsepower you could get in a Corvette. 390 horsepower.
1970.
Can you believe it? All 8 of these that we talked about today have more horsepower than this amazing classic 454 cubic inch big block Corvette. Even the Bronco has 65 more horsepower than the classic Corvette. I know what you're saying. I'll still take that classic Corvette,
And that was the
Chris.
top of the line horsepower.
That was top of the line horsepower in a Corvette in 1970.
Yeah, it's just 54 years ago.
It just shows you that we are living in an age of high horsepower.
Well, when you top off at 1,000, I mean, that's pretty crazy. And I think it's even more than 1,000, right? It's
1,012.
Yeah.
Remember, you've got 13 days left to enter the win. The Classic Corvette and the Classic Corvette Dream Giveaway. That baby right there.
Droid says, Chris, you have a great memory with all these stats. I have to agree.
Thanks. Just don't ask me what I had for breakfast.
I'm sure it was sushi.
You're right. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching us today. Tomorrow, we're going to show you some of our favorite Easter eggs on the vehicles here in the Dream Giveaway Garage. It'll be our early Easter edition of Dream Giveaway Live. We'll see you then with more great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes, and it only happens right here in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.